This piece that I'm about to read is about Kathy, and it's about photographs, and the reason I selected these pieces is about photographs, it's about presence and difference, and the connection between photographs and air and memory and so on. So I'm going to attempt to read this about Kathy. So we'll see how this goes. Because there's also somebody else, there's another person inside this, because there were people I never took photographs of, and this was before Facebook, so there are no photographs of me. Yeah, anyway, so let's try this. And there's a woman, Claire, in this story who was in my life in the 70s, and there's a woman, Gabby, who was in my life a while ago. I've lost track of this for years. I am not all that certain a camera would have worked around Claire. I never want you to photograph me or us. I am afraid of stopping, of standing still long enough to come into focus. I would rather we live now, here, no veil. Claire and I were not meant to be remembered by photographs. Our bodies were not meant to be seen in that way, on that kind of paper. I would rather draw my desires of you directly onto your skin. In the future, photographs will make us lonesome for each other. And in the present, a photograph makes no sense at all. Claire feared a photograph implied something about possession. We should want for nothing. We should want to never possess, to live outside. Any photographic image risks being transformed into myth, stories of lost remembering, haunted desires for a world that has vanished into dreams. This past December, I found, by accident, a photograph of Gabby and me down at the middle fork of the American. Her fingers grasping my forearms, my fingers holding onto her elbows. We were guiding each other over river rocks, neither of us aware that my friend Don was photographing us. We were simply there with each other inside that moment, the cold water washing over our ankles, holding to each other, balancing our bodies on the slippery rocks. I had forgotten about this photograph until I stumbled over it, this broken return. While the existence of this photograph has slipped from my memory, that moment of being with Gabby has never left my body. Once Claire told me that she never wanted, even by accident, to look back at our relationship through still moments captured by film. Our bodies will do our remembering for us. The sensation of our bodies will carry our memories each to each. Photographs of Claire simply do not exist, have never existed. She had no photographs of her life. She said that her mother had not even snapped a single baby photograph. And when the hospital staff came to Claire's mother and showed her the newborn photographs of Claire, Claire's mother said, "I'll take the baby instead." And she left the photographs in the hospital. The only photographs Claire had of her life were of her experiences in the world, but none of them included her. No traces of Claire. I sat on the floor in the old home up in Cole with Gabby, packing, sorting through photographs of other people and making the connections with these photos to the stories I had told her. Illustrations for all those nights spent talking, stories and pictures, but none of Claire and none of Kathy Acker. Years back, Matthias Ziegner and I were on my front porch in Salem, Ohio, talking about Kathy. Neither of us had ever taken a photograph of Kathy, not one. I just never thought she would ever leave, I told Matthias. I just trusted that Kathy would live forever and that her friendship would always be right here with me. But Kathy did die a month before I was to visit her in San Diego. I told Don I would return with photographs, bring back pictures, but Kathy died before I could get on the plane, before I could arrive at her bedside. The cancer moving so fast. Her last phone call ended with her promising she would wait. That she was fine. "I'll wait for you, Doug." Kathy's voice on my answering machine, waiting. The herbs she took were moving the cancer away. Then she died. And she died without photographs. And there was nothing that could be done. Not even a photograph could save her. Now everyone